rallies are still an intrinsic part of their campaign system.
You see, Amechi, Stevie has said, I would like to see this campaign period as a period where political parties raise hypotheses and bring out problems which they look forward to address. If you don't have rallies in states or in local communities to engage with the local people, there's a disconnect. You mix it up and don't focus solely on the town hall where you have elite gathered under AC, blowing them. You need to go to the streets and feel the pain of the common man.
Yeah, the town hall should be under the tree.
The town halls are.
I'm not saying that the rallies shouldn't be.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not also saying that it shouldn't be. But I'm driving at a point where the common man want to see you as one of them. They want to see you on the street like them. They want to see you come down from your exotic cars and walking
That's
on
why
the street.
I said under the tree in the village square.
Good. Well, if you begin to organize that one, you know how it is with our security situation at the moment. We also want to see persons, civil society that are engaged in documenting the promises these politicians are making in these various town halls. We've heard the politicians making promises before now, and some of them are continuing with those promises. How have they been documented? Are you bringing them back to them that, oh, you said this is so time, and how have you implemented it? How far has the implementation gone? So that is why we have issues of change, we have issues of next level, we have issues of rebuilding hope, and we don't trace it back to say, oh, these political parties, you made these promises so time, this civil society has been following you and we have brought it back. Are you sure you're not making the same promise? Just like the way some ministries will go and put the same item on the budget, the same item on, even if the issue has been trashed, they will repeat it in the next budgetary
force it down your throat.
So it's a big problem. As Stevie has said, we need more civil society organizations to engage in keep documenting all these promises so that when you win eventually, we'll bring it to your face.
And what we practice in Nigeria is top down, not bottom up. They stay in Abuja or state capital, decide what you want in your community. And at the end of the day, there's a sharp contrast between what was put on ground and what the community needs. I always give one example of bottom-up approach. And this bottom-up approach, this town hall presents that opportunity. Not just for the president, but not just for the governor, but even the local government, House of Assembly, National Assembly members, candidates to interface. For instance, in my community in Enugu, in Anambra State, nobody can come from anywhere and tell us what we need, because we have organizations at the level, grassroots, hamlet level. Within a few families, they come together, identify common problems, see how they can, even without government
autonomous community.
Yes, do their own bit, up to the village level, up to the community level. So if you consult my village development association, Enugu Community Development Union, has branches across the world, across the country, they will relate to the government what is the immediate need. If your community is organized on that level, and you also make input into a national development plan. That's why they sit in one round air-conditioned office, like you mentioned, and drop a national economic plan that is alienated from the people. In other places, like in Rwanda, they started from that process. Hold community town halls at that level, generate the ideas, and collect and impute. That's when the people take ownership. If you stay in Abuja in one beautiful hotel and collect sitting allowance and do it, you're on your own. Perhaps the Adeba Abodori, welcome to Political Platform for a long time. Now, what we are talking about is the increased recourse to town hall in engaging the citizens, the electorate, ahead of the election.
Well, for me, it's a welcome development, particularly this. We have so many of them that have been taking place. But I have my worry, and on this program, I've spoken several times that the level of campaign in the Second Republic appeals to me more than what we are witnessing now. What we are witnessing now is an urban-based campaign, urban-based town hall. what of the people? The largest proportion of Nigerian populace, they are in the villages, they are in the hamlets, they are in the small towns. In the Second Republic, the presidential candidate had 1 full year to campaign, and you see them not just only at the state capital, they move to the local government, they move to villages. You see a presidential candidate coming to a place in Kano, where I was then, that they not only campaign in Kano, they go to places in Adeja, which was part of Kano then before creation of Jigawa State. They go to Kazaure, they move to other places.
Directly or indirectly, if they are not moving.
Physically. So you see them, they
presidential candidates.
This week I am campaigning in Kano, and you see them moving from one town to the other for 1 full year. So this is what we have now.
Yes, I saw one old picture. Was it Azikiwe Awolowo that was sitting on a table and 2 men were holding the table so that it doesn't fall?
A bench.
Yes.
So you see, what we are having now is an urban-based thing. We are only campaigning to the urban people. We are only campaigning to the educated people. The ordinary people in the villages are not being carried along. So you see a rally in state capital, like you see about 50 private jets landing at the airport, and then all of them dance and sing, and then always speak big English to them. But we are talking about a situation. Yeah, and then the whole thing, as far as they are concerned, they are speaking to Nigerians. Then are the people in
at the campaign office, they struggle over who will get what.
Yes.
Supervise what expenditure, because that's your supervising the expenditure. You know what it means.
Yeah.
You smile home.
So
and when you distribute, who is going to print the t-shirts? Who is going to emboss the picture there? That's another transaction. Who is going to do this? At the end of the day, even the campaign organization, those are that's why they struggle to get into the campaign council. Those that do it will smile home.
So when you see a place like Port Harcourt, you campaign in Port Harcourt. What of the riverine areas? Or Bayelsa, that 80% of their land area is water. What of those people in the extreme areas?
So what you're saying in effect is that they should do like it was done in the past, spend a week in a state, crisscross the state.
Yes, and speak to the people, so that the people will see them. You know, the people will see them. One remarkable thing, let me talk about another part of the country, because I grew up in Kano. So you see a situation, people will troop out. They get to know the candidate. They get to listen to him.
And the candidate gets to know them.
And the candidate gets to know them. And the advantage also is that the candidate will get to know the problems in a particular state, not in the state capital.
And know the country as it were.
But know the country. It appears now that politicians use this large crowd to score some points. That I went to Soso State and 2 million people came out. And I have a state that has about 1 million, not 1 million registered voters. You said about 2 million people turn out. I think they're using this
and
large
it's a
crowd.
bragging right.
Yeah, thank you, bragging right. So I don't know how we can manage this, looking at the amount of campaign financing that we're talking about. How much is a political party supposed to spend? If a political party goes to a state and stays a week, you have to lodge in hotels, you have to lodge people, you have to move around. The campaign funding, will it be enough for them to do this? That is why probably they go to a state and gather people around.
Let me tell you, you are having a rally in Abuja, and then people are following you from your base. That is when you spend money. You are supposed to move to a particular place.
The local
people. Are you supposed to carry crowd and luxurious buses to that place? You are not supposed
I don't know about those crowds should be in their own constituencies campaigning. But they want to do, what do we call it?
Well, which fund are they? They are waiting for the
candidate know that they are working hard.
There's
the one with
why they do that is they want the funding.
High service as it
they want the funding directly from the presidential candidate.
Yes.
You know, when Obama was campaigning, school children donated $1 to support him to get there, and persons organized campaign rally with their own funding. In this day and age, somebody in Hadeja, as Abba is saying, will sit down in Hadeja and call the presidential candidate and say, please bring 100 million naira for me to help you organize. It
should have been they will organize and invite the candidate to show face.
If you are interested in this political party being in the helm of affairs, you spend your money. Obasanjo said it. You don't come into politics to be rich. You come with your riches into politics and make sure that the changes you admire or you wish for, and you implement it to your own funding.
Yes, just like I was saying, those you see around the candidates, those eye service people, they will move with it. Instead of going to their own constituencies to mobilize for the candidates, they are moving around. At the end of the day, they will be the first to lose their constituencies on voting day, polling unit on voting day. So we advise them, move to your constituency, lessen the crowd so that the cost of campaigns will reduce, and it will enable the candidate to also indeed reach all and sundry. In Maiduguri, after the PDP did their rally, the APC youths brought water to sweep the dirt and the feet, the dust from their seat away, as it doesn't connote good luck, that they don't want them here. After the APC rally in Jos, the PDP youths also use water to sweep off. And one significant thing, Teve, is that these people may not have access to pipe-borne water or good potable water. But when it's time to sweep off the feet of the opponents, water will come out from nowhere.
Somebody provided
the water.
The tanker.
But will not provide water for their daily needs.
But you see, that is where we are getting it very wrong, Amechi. We have a major problem fixing Nigeria. We cannot be, two wrongs doesn't make it right. Two wrongs cannot make it right. If these persons in Maiduguri you feel that they've done wrong, you don't come and repeat the same thing. That is why we keep saying, the government in power, don't keep blaming the government that has passed. Go ahead and implement your projects and do it well, and so that the people will feel the impact of your policies.
They should learn from Ayo Fayose, former governor of Ekiti State. He became popular by supplying water to the people of the state. So
no, that's how it started. He was resident in Ibadan. Then he relocated abroad. Then by the time he came back, he was interested in politics. So he bought tankers and started distributing free water to all parts of Ekiti.
So distribute to the people for their needs, you get their support. And then, rather than giving the youth to waste to wash out the feet.
By the time he came out and said he wants to be governor, that governor that
giving water
free.
It's not the so causative factor, but it helped to an extent. Let's go for a break. When we come back, your mails and more reports and analysis. Stay with us.
On your first day of the
most
job,
times they carry
this
buses
is
to
what
these
your
imperial
pension
parks.
fund